Vikram Singh is also joining us, the former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Dr. Singh, this is very significant that there is an FIR like this. After very long, we've seen this kind of a mass crackdown, cutting across ideological divide. That this is a strong message, isn't it? That any kind of hate mongering, any kind of incitement is unacceptable and will be punished.
Very correct. This kind of irresponsible behavior should never go by default, and strict legal action must be taken very promptly. FIR is the first step towards that direction, whether it is 295A or 153A of the Indian Penal Code, which can at a given point of time also be converted into the National Security Act Subclause 1, vitiating public order. Obviously, the documentary and the video footages and other parts of statements will be legally examined threadbare by legal experts, and if they opine that yes, they have transgressed the rule of law and propriety, then the investigation is complete and charge-sheeted. Well, let him give the explanation, whoever he may be, Mr. Owaisi or anybody else, explain it to the court and prove your innocence. Otherwise, you have quoted the recipe of your disaster.
Now, Dr. Singh, and it's very important that I ask you this. Of course, the law will take its own course and these people are going to be tried for the kind of comments that they have made. But do you think it's also up to the parties, the organizations that they are affiliated with to also set an example?
Obviously, you see this kind of a deviant behavior, I say deviant and irresponsible behavior, to behave like a loose cannon or a motor mouth is unpardonable at those who are looked upon on a very high pedestal by common people like me. You are iconic, and what you do becomes fashionable for all of us, lesser mortals. And if you choose to be using such irresponsible, unbalanced and intemperate language, well, that becomes the fashion of the day. And you're very right. If people at high political positions choose to be irresponsible and intemperate in their speech with wrong choice of words, the message that trickles down below is such that, yes, you can get away with this kind of loose words, loose sentences and irresponsible.
And what's the kind of punishment that they would get in case they are found guilty for the offences that they have been booked for, Dr. Singh?
A punishment in a criminal offence may not translate to much as far as we can understand or comprehend. Okay. It may be a fine of, say, around 20,000 rupees or an imprisonment of maybe around a year. But apart from that, the stigma that is attached, that the person is debarred from all government services, loans and facilities, the bank account and everything, the stigma and the castigation in the social media, and that one is blacklisted and becomes a history sheeter for a life.
So it is essentially setting an example, also setting a precedent that you will not get away with hate rants. Thank you so much. Appreciated Dr. Vikram Singh for joining us. Let me go back across to Priyank. Priyank, thank you for getting us the FIR. We are the only channel who have managed to access this. Tell us, what is going to be the action following the FIR? Are there going to be separate cases? Are these people, Asaduddin Owaisi, Nupur Sharma, Yati, Narasimhanand and the whole host of other people like Saba Naqvi going to be called in, questioned about these cases?
As you were asking, we have also got the exact sections under which the FIR has been filed. The section is of 153, the three clauses of 153, which include 153A, B, as well as 295A, as well as sections of Indian Penal Code, IPC 504, 505, and 506. To be very precise, to tell to our viewers, section 153A is of wrongly giving a provocation and with the intent of creating rioting, and if at all the rioting is created, these are the sections under which it has been filed. Section 295A is also hurting someone's religious places, and these are the sections which is certainly very serious in nature, because the kind of provocatory statement which has been given by these set of individuals whose name has been exclusively.
Well, in fact, do stay on with us. Let me go across to Mr. Danish Qureshi also, who's joining us. And interestingly, Mr. Danish Qureshi, your name also finds way in this FIR, which the Delhi police claims are a list of people who have mongered in hate, who have spread hate messages to destroy the secular fabric of India. Danish Qureshi, your reaction to that?
आई थिंक मतलब ये जो पूरा मामला था, मुझे तो सिर्फ उसमें इतना ही कहना, मैटर सब जुडिस है, इसलिए उस पर बहुत ज्यादा मैं बात ना करते हुए इतना ही कहूंगा कि पूरा पॉलिटिकल मोटिवेटेड था। और टाइम्स नाउ के चैनल पर ही नुपुर शर्मा के सामने ही वो सारा डिबेट चल रहा था, जिसमें मैंने कहा था कि आपको प्रूफ करना पड़ेगा कि अल्टीमेट ये मामला क्या है। जो ज्ञानव्यापी मामले सर्वे में जो चीजें निकल के आई थी उसी पर ये बात थी। उसके बाद उसको बिल्कुल पॉलिटिकली लिया गया और देखा गया किस तरह से FIR से पहले
पॉलिटिकल कैसे हुआ दानिश कुरैशी, एंड आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गो इनटू द डिटेल्स ऑफ द केस, यू आर राइट, ये सब जुडिस मामला है, मगर आप अगर इस FIR को देखें उसमें सभी है, असदुद्दीन ओवैसी भी है, आप भी है, नुपुर शर्मा भी है, नवीन जिंदल भी है, सभी इसमें है। ये पॉलिटिकल कैसे हुआ?
देखिए मैं आपको बताऊं, मेरा जो ऑफिशियल अरेस्ट डिटेंशन जो था वो सुबह 9:30 बजे का था, जबकि मेरे सामने FIR दर्ज हुई वो 1:30 बजे के करीब आसपास हुई। आप देख लीजिए इसको क्या कहेंगे आप बताइए। तो
आप बोल रहे हैं कि आपके अगेंस्ट ये पॉलिटिकल वेंडेटा है। अगर पॉलिटिकल वेंडेटा है किसका है? अगर आप बोल रहे हैं कि बीजेपी का है तो बीजेपी अपने ही नेताओं के अगेंस्ट क्यों वेंडेटा निकालेगी? दानिश कुरैशी,
बीजेपी अपने नेताओं के, हम आए दिन लिए क्यों, मतलब अपने नेताओं के, मतलब मैं कैसे,
मे बी यू आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट। आपको बता देते हैं फिर दानिश कुरैशी, इसी पूरे FIR में नुपुर शर्मा का भी नाम है जो सस्पेंडेड बीजेपी लीडर है, नवीन जिंदल जिनको एक्सपेल किया गया है उनका भी नाम है इसमें, विश्व हिंदू परिषद के भी लोगों का नाम है, हिंदू महासभा के लोगों का भी नाम है, यति नरसिम्हानंद के लोगों के भी नाम है इस FIR में।
देखिए मैं तो एक चीज समझता हूं कि अल्टीमेटली इतने दिनों के बाद नुपुर शर्मा के खिलाफ एक्शन और उसके बाद अब ये सारा जो झमेला खड़ा करा है सरकार ने, आज तक इन्हें ये समझ में नहीं आया था कि ये सारी चीजें बहुत पहले कर लेनी चाहिए थी। हम तो चिल्ला के कह रहे थे कि देश का सोशल फैब्रिक खराब हो रहा है।
दानिश कुरैशी, आपको भी तो बोला गया है कि आपने भी हेट फैलाया है अपने कमेंट से ऑन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया।
इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया तो मैं यही तो कह रहा हूँ कि आप ही के चैनल पे बैठ के डिबेट हो रहा था, जो सारा डिबेट है जो,
और ये चैनल कभी एंडोर्स नहीं करता। The channel will not endorse this kind of loose comments which are being made from either side of the ideological divide. Times Now will not allow it. Times Now will not endorse it. And we've made that very clear. दानिश कुरैशी, आप जब आते हैं, आप एक बहुत ही रिस्पॉन्सिबल सिटीजन हैं, यू आर अ नोन पॉलिटिकल एनालिस्ट, आप ऐसे कमेंट्स अगर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया पे बनाए तो मेनी पीपल वुड आस्क आपके अगेंस्ट केस क्यों ना हो?
मैम ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट वाज माय क्वेश्चन वाज दैट जो कुछ भी मामला हुआ है उसको कोर्ट में प्रूफ करना पड़ेगा। दैट वाज माय स्टेटमेंट। आप पूरा स्टेटमेंट तो सुनिए उसको। अगर कोर्ट में प्रूफ करना कहना गुनाह है तो मेरे खिलाफ ऑफेंस रजिस्टर हुआ, ठीक है, कुछ नहीं, हम फेस करेंगे लीगली, और क्या करेंगे।
अच्छा, thank you so much, Danish Qureshi, for joining us. Atikur Rahman is also joining us, so let me go across to him. Atikur Rahman, जो ये बिगट्स के अगेंस्ट ऐसे FIRs हुए हैं, आपको लगता है कि ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है कि सोसाइटी में सेक्युलरिज्म रहे, कि पनिशमेंट हो, क्रैकडाउन हो, चाहे वो इस साइड से हो या उस साइड से हो, आइडियोलॉजिकल डिवाइड के दोनों साइड के लोगों के अगेंस्ट केसेस किए गए हैं?
No, where is the doubt that anybody can object to the, equality maintained before law? If the culprits are real culprits and the FIR proves and the court proves, then I assure you that the Muslim leadership from either side have to accept these realities. And as a, punishment to these people, it should set a record for the future people that no compromise will be there towards law. As far as the punishing the culprits are concerned, there shouldn't be any compromise with the law. Maintain equality.
But Atikur Rahman, we were just speaking to Danish Qureshi ahead of you, and he is saying that this is a witch hunt only against some people. Will you at least acknowledge that this is a crackdown on bigots across political ideological lines?
See, Mr. Danish Qureshi, I have known him. He talks, sense. And why he talks sense, I say, the track record of the Yogi government is to punish the minorities as a whole. Don't you remember that the courts have...
Atikur Rahman, we also don't want to remind you, but everyone knows the kind of things that Danish Qureshi has said which has offended people from the other community, which is why his name is also there in the FIR. Why are you trying to defend him?
No, I am not defending Mr. Danish Qureshi. What I am trying to say is, Yogi government has a very bad track record against the minorities.
This is not by the Yogi government. This is by the Delhi police.
The same thing, the same thing. The Delhi police under the Home Minister of India is, known
Are you saying Danish Qureshi, his name is there because he is a Muslim, because of his religion, because of his faith, Mr. Atikur Rahman?
See, the people have a right to defend their legal, avenues.
Which they will. But why inject religion? Why inject faith into this FIR?
No, that's why I said equality before law has to be maintained.
It is. It is being maintained. You look at the 31 and you'll find how there is literally equality before the law.
No, I don't see him. Even the courts sometimes, are threatened, despite their reprimand.
And even the courts now you are questioning, Mr. Atikur Rahman. Thank you so much, however, for taking out your time.